or anything.
You know, I hate talking about myself, let me tell you. As I'm winking at everyone in here because clearly I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Gay from the USA. You can find me on Instagram at TomGayUSA or my newly found website, TomGayUSA.com, which is exciting.
Awesome.
And I'm 30 years old and I'm an American actor, TV presenter, model. I run the world's largest inflatable theme park. I run a silent headphone disco company. Wow. I am doing a lot right now. And it's one of those things that I can't stay still. And I need to, every day is a new day for me, whether it's running the theme park, whether it's, on set doing, acting, whether it's jumping into a glass of Coca-Cola for a TV commercial, or it's just primarily sitting on my laptop writing emails. Like every day is a new day for me.
Wow. Amazing. Like you look like early 20s, man. I
hate to say it, but black don't crack. So I'm gonna get straight American into this one today. I haven't really been back in my home country for quite some time. So coming to a new country, it is quite difficult. When I moved here about 5 years ago, and I only came with $2,000 US, right? Oh, wow. Now that's not a lot of money when you're trying to move your whole life to a foreign country. You've never been here before. You don't have any connections. You don't know anybody. You don't have any friends. You don't know where you're going to live. You don't have a job. Now think about all that stuff. If you just remove that out of your life and you're like, you know what? I'm going to go try that new country. Well, I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to just also promote to people, if you want to do things in life and if you want to get out there, go do it. At the end of the day, you're the only person that's going to hold yourself back if you don't do that.
Wow, man. I didn't even know you had your hands in different sorts of businesses and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think a lot of people, there's reality stars and, there's actors and there are people in, the media. And sometimes, when you go to these events, I do a influencer as well. I go to a lot of influencer events. And sometimes, people really only see you in that setting, right? No one ever takes the time to step away and say, hey, what do you actually do outside of this? What do you actually do in your real life? And so just recently, I've started doing that. I've started sitting down with people at these influencer events and getting to know people, because you never know what the other person is doing. Yes, I see that person on the red carpet. Yes, I see that person doing an interview, but what do they do outside of these hours? What do they do? And I had this guy come up to me. I was probably like 70 years old, whatever. He was one of the sponsors that do a lot of the events that we go to. And he was like, Tom, I see you and your friends always out, drinking, having fun. And he's like, you guys don't have a job. And I looked at this beautiful man and I'm like, let me tell you one thing. There are 24 hours in a day. You can do so much. And I told him, like, what you only see 2 to 3 hours of my life at nighttime during the weekdays. You're not seeing the weekends. You're not seeing what it took me to prep to get into this crazy outfit that I have on. You didn't see all of the emails sent back and forth, trying to pitch new shows, trying to, you hustle your way out here, trying to do things. People don't see that stuff. He doesn't see that I run the world's largest inflatable theme park. He doesn't see that I start this business. So these are the things that I think it's important that people go out there and they actually sit down and actually talk to people. And I think post-COVID, people have now kind of gotten that thing in their head where they're like, oh my God, we don't really know how to act. They don't really know how to confront people. They don't really know how to hold conversations or talk to people. It's very short. And I don't like being short with people. I like being straight to the point, in their face, and say, hey guys, what's up? Tell me about your day. But you do it in a friendly, exciting, welcoming way. But that's what I enjoy. Yeah. I miss that. I miss that about the States, being so open. But I also miss that about Australia pre-COVID, because people have almost forgot how to act, forgot how to communicate with people, especially after this pandemic.
Yes, people became a bit weird. What do you think, Sandra?
That is very, very true. But that's why we need people like you to prompt them, to prompt everybody back into being, back into speech, back into connecting and rekindling with each other.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yes.
But yeah, I hate talking about the weather or like small talk as well. Like,
Oh no, F that. Well, I mean that's why I don't know if you guys have
I
ever
get it.
noticed. So I introduced myself as Tom Gay from the USA, right? And it's a lot of things, right? You know, it's marketing to it. If you say it once, it's kind of like ingrained in it's stuck in your head. But then the real big thing is I've noticed as I was traveling, you know, the countries in different places, the conversations are always standard. Hi, what's your name? Where are you from? So,
How old are you?
yeah, so
Maybe.
if you can get that simple small talk out so
Exactly.
fast, you have a million other things to talk about now, and you can get straight into it.
We should all just wear some.
Aquila, Nolasco, Brazil.
There you go.
Ralu, Cassandra, more Romania, Ireland, Macau, Australia.
But that's a really good marketing strategy, and I was actually like, first time I met you, I'm like, I met you, and you're like, hey, Tom Gay USA, and I'm like, it was too fast for me, like my brain, like, wow, like wait a second, like he's already gave me all this information. Wait a second, you know, like so. It really is something that touches our head and like sticking to it, and people will always remember about it.
Yeah.
Like, and then on the same day, I went on Instagram and I found it straight away.
Tom Gay USA. I mean, you know,
That's it.
it's funny because now it's crazy enough. I'm gonna try to show you this, but I just found out Google now knows who I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keywords,
So
search engine.
we're just gonna. Okay, Google. Who is Tom Gay from the USA?
According to IMDb, Tom Gay is an American actor, model, TV host, and a multi-talented media personality that brings a dose of vibrancy through commercials and television.
Like this is amazing.
God.
This is
You
so
know?
crazy.
Mind-blowing.
I was speechless the day I found out. Actually, it was just relatively like 3
How
days
did you
ago.
find out?
I was talking. So I was working in a guy who helps. You know, who's kind of built my website, TomGayUSA.com, and I started. You know, he started telling me about like CEO or CSO or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
where whatever Google
SEO.
links SEO. Thank you. Oh, clearly,
Search
I am.
engine optimization.
Yes.
It's just like Google is a search engine platform.
Yes.
So yeah.
I am obviously terrible with that type of technology, so he obviously knows the best thing about it. And then I told him, I was like, you know what, I really want Google to start pulling up who Tom Gay is, you know? And he was like, well, have you ever like just asked Google to see anything populates? And I'm like, I actually haven't. So I've gone to my phone and I've asked Google, who is Tom Gay from the USA? And it gives you an answer.
That's crazy, man. Like this guy here, he doesn't know what is search engine optimization, but he dominates the technology without even knowing it.
Yeah, and I you know what? That's how I do it. Like that's, you know, sometimes it's best not to know things.
It totally means that you got where you are today due to your passion. And you were not seeking out this fame. You know? It
Absolutely.
just happened. And it's a byproduct of your work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Which is
I always
amazing.
tell people like what you want to do. You want to keep everything organic, right? You want things to, you know, to not necessarily to come to you, but you also have to just kind of let the universe do its thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, you know, there are people out there that really want this, or they want to do this, or they want
Yeah.
to do that, and then some just sit and wait for it. Okay, I'll wait for it to happen. I'll wait for this.
Yeah.
But no, you also have to be proactive, right? You have to get out there and you have to do things. You
Amen
can't
to
just
that.
let it also happen. So yeah, synchronicity does happen in the universe, and you know, very well fortune famous people and people that it maybe hasn't happened to yet.
Yeah.
It will happen and it will come.